Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell the truth about silver. Today is Saturday, the 25th of May 2024, and we're publishing our gold and silver weekly update for the week ending the 24th of May. Now, we missed a broadcast last week and we apologise, as we were called away last minute on a banking mission, as even then there were rumours abounding that a general election was about to be called in the UK, and 2 days ago it was, with the date set for July the 4th. It'll be interesting to see how markets have reacted, as currently it is expected that the Labour Party are likely to win. So, let's take a look at the data. What's happening to precious metals? Have we got consolidation once again, or will there be a rather abrupt revival? Let's take a look. Now, before we look at the figures, a brief reminder: we've set up a second channel entitled Finances Do Matter, covering a whole array of financial topics. We've placed a link in the description box and comment section below for those who have not as yet joined that channel. Now, gold fell $80 last week, falling from $2,415 to $2,335, having been as high as $2,450 and as low as $2,326. A fall of 3.3%. Gold's spread between high and low was a sizable $124. In sterling terms, it was down £67 at £1,835. I am anticipating gold eventually to go up to £2,000, certainly before the year end and probably before the end of the summer. And in euros, it closed at €2,154, down €69. Silver fell $1.03, falling from $31.46 to $30.43, having hit a high of $32.63, so it performed extraordinarily well at one stage, and a low of $30.08, a fall of 3.2%. The difference between its high and low was $2.55, and it appears recently these spreads are at or around this $2.50 level. In sterling terms, silver closed down 94 pence, almost a pound, at £23.90, and in euros it closed at €28.05, down €0.96. The gold to silver ratio stands at 76.7 to 1. Now, when you compare that to when we last broadcast, that's a 7.4 in the gold to silver ratio, showing how silver is at the moment outperforming gold. Bitcoin stands at $69,428, some $9,000 higher than 2 weeks ago. Equities, well, Dow Jones closed at 39,069, the S&P 500 closed at 5,304, and the Nasdaq closed at 16,920. The FTSE index, 8,317. Compared with 2 weeks ago, a slight difference, some up, some down, but nothing of any significance. Oils, well, Brent crude $82.12 and WTI crude $77.72. And it certainly appears again that we are pretty well fixed in oil prices. Dollar index stands at 104.72. That's actually lower than 2 weeks ago, though the dollar did perform moderately well during the course of the week, particularly Wednesday, and I'll explain why in a moment. Now, there was some interesting economic data published last week, but really the attention was based on the minutes of the May FOMC meeting, published, wait for it, on Wednesday. And up until that time, precious metals were holding firm, but then fell off a cliff. The reason being is that the minutes reflected the fact that Federal Reserve officials indicated a willingness to raise interest rates again if inflation does not cool off further. This hit precious metals and markets, though year to date, to be fair, gold is still up 20% and silver just over 30%, so they are still performing extremely well. Now, this coming week we have the consumer confidence figures on Tuesday, Q1 GDP revision for Thursday, and what will be the highlight of the week will be the PCE figures on Friday. Markets are expecting the PCE figures year over year to hold steady at 2.7% for PCE and 2.8% for core PCE. Any variation will dictate whether precious metals continue to fall or have a nice bounce back. or they may move in anticipation of these figures. But Friday is the day. So what can we expect for gold and silver prices moving forward? Well, technical analysts believe gold could fall closer to the 50-day moving average of around $2,309. And some predict that if it falls below that quite decisively, and in that, for example, the PCE figures are poor, i.e. higher than anticipated, they predict gold could fall to $2,277. To the upside, many analysts believe that there is strong resistance now at $2,400. Silver has a predictive resistance at $33.50 and strong support at $28.50. So, where do we believe these precious metals are going to move this coming week? Well, last week was certainly a correction. And one must ask, why were Fed officials so hawkish in the minutes when the previous inflation data was actually moderately reasonable? Are they perhaps forecasting trouble ahead and are trying to head it off? Do they have advance notice of what the PCE figures are likely to be this coming Friday? And in order to ensure that markets will be aware that they are willing to act if they are worse, they're giving us some advance notice. Well, this week could indeed be tempestuous, even though the amount of economic data coming out of the United States is relatively slim, and with particular attention to the fact that Monday is Memorial Day in the US and it's a bank holiday in the United Kingdom. So, with the caveat, watch the end of the week, we are forecasting gold to trade between somewhere from $2,275 to $2,400, with $2,250 and $2,425 as outliers, though we are anticipating, unless there is quite a significant announcement, the former $2,275 to $2,400 to be the general range. Silver, $29 to $32, with $28.50 and $33 as outliers. Slightly larger spread than usual, but we are at the moment experiencing larger spreads anyway. What do you think? Please do share your thoughts. Meanwhile, we thank you so much for listening. We'd appreciate it if you liked this video, you'd give it a thumbs up, you subscribe to the channel, and press the bell sign so of course you're notified of our videos as and when they're published. Pop on over to Finances Do Matter and subscribe there if you haven't already done so. And all that remains, while the sun is shining here in the UK, that you have an enjoyable, safe weekend, and let's hope now, seriously, a very prosperous week ahead. And if that inflation data is better than anticipated, we will see precious metals start to take off once again.